Welcome back. In this video, I'll discuss casting overflows and division by zero in Rust. Casting overflow happens when casting is attempted from the larger type that holds the value bigger than the smaller type's max value. The easiest way to visualize it is to imagine a fully filled big box which can hold 16 items. Now we take all of those 16 items and put them into a smaller box which can only hold 8. As expected, a smaller box cannot hold 16 items, so 8 items would overflow and fall on the floor. Here is the formula for overflow. If type A is bigger than type B and value that type A holds currently is bigger than maximum value that B can hold, we get an overflow back. Here's an example. We have U16 that holds 300, and now we're trying to cast it to U8. Since 300 is bigger than maximum value that U8 can hold, which is 255, we get an overflow back. There are two types of casting overflow. The first one is silent casting overflow and occurs when we try to cast using as keyword. It does not cause any panic, and if overflow occurred, value wraps around the type and it can cause major logical errors or calculation mistakes. And here is a formula for it. If type A is bigger than type B and value that A currently holds is bigger than the maximum value that B can hold, we're going to get value that A holds currently minus B max plus 1. So here in this example, we have A, which is U16, and it equals to 300. And now we're trying to cast A to U8, basically casting 300 to U8. And in this scenario, obviously, since U8 is 255 and 300 is bigger than 255, we're going to see that the value wraps around the type and we get 44 back, meaning 300 minus 256, which is 44. So we get 44 back in here. Another type of casting overflows is panicking casting overflows. Those occur when we use custom casting methods on types. And here is an example from primitive types crate, which is used in some of the substrate projects. So we have a formula here. If type A is bigger than type B and the value that A holds is bigger than B max, we're going to get panic instead of wrapping around the type. So we have some custom types, U128, 256, and 512. And then we have some casting methods such as U32, as U64, and as U128. So in this example, we have A, which equals to U256 max, and then we're trying to cast it to U128. And as expected, since upon overflow we get panic back instead of this value wrapping around the type and causing some severe logical errors. So we get panic at integer overflow when casting to U128, which is again a lot better than having logical issues due to overflow. So let's move on to division by zero. This one is super simple, just don't divide by zero. And to prevent this, we have to ensure that the denominator is always not zero before performing a division operation. So in this example, we have function divide by zero, which divides A by B. So here we are trying to divide 20 by 0, which obviously going to cause panic attempt to divide by 0. All right, awesome. So let's hop into the code and see those examples in action. All right, so let's start with silent casting. Again, we have U16 with 300, and then we're trying to cast 300 to U8. And since 300 is larger than 255, we're going to get 44 back. So let's run it. Cargo run, silent casting. Yeah, as expected, we got 44 back. So let's move on to panic casting. So here we're using primitive types crate, U256 type, and here we're assigning U256 max to A, and then we're trying to cast it to U128. And as expected, we're going to get an overflow back. So let me just clear everything. Let's run cargo run, bin, panicking casting. And as expected, we got integer overflow when casting to U128 panic back instead of overflow. So let's move on to division by 0. And here, super simple example, we're trying to divide 20 by 0. And it's going to cause panic, so yeah. Run, bin, division by 0. Yeah, and as expected, we got panic back, attempt to divide by 0. All right, so that's all for this video, and see you in the next lecture.